We are now going to talk about excuses families make to not do an intervention or to not get their loved one help. Excuses are different from objections where they're just blatantly obvious. And having done this as long as we have heard every excuse you can imagine. And on our website, under the excuses families make to not do an intervention, we've listed the most common. And there's about 25 or 30 of them. And there's tons more. We've heard everything from they shave their beard, which they haven't done in 3 years, so we're going to hold off, to they just got a new dog and I think that'll fix them. And guys, this is not meant to be funny. These are real excuses families give us. If you're making an excuse not to do this, then you're making an excuse to stay sick. The excuses families make to not do an intervention pale in comparison to the excuses the person will tell us for the reasons that they do not need to go to treatment to our interventionists when they're on site. Families make excuses to not intervene, address their family dysfunction at a rate that is 10 times greater than the substance user. We're all talking about the substance user's excuses to not get help, and yet our entire organization is built around bringing you to a point of doing an intervention. I'm going to break this down just to summarize this. The intervention itself is the easiest part of the job. The day that our professional arrives to meet with you and goes through the family day and meets with your loved one, easiest part. The part most families fear, easiest part. The hardest part of being a real intervention company, I mean a real one, not a solo interventionist that comes in, gives you some brochures on enabling and gives a speech. I mean a real intervention company. All of our work is getting your entire family to the point of doing this. On the back end, all of our work is helping you guys stay focused and grounded as you go through the volatility of your loved one's response. In other words, if they've said, yes, you're going to struggle, and if they said, no, you're going to struggle. And the excuses that you guys will make, and I get they're coming from a place of dysfunction and unhealthy family roles and protection and defense mechanisms. But guys, the excuses are just excuses. Remember, victims say, why me? And survivors say, what's next? Stop living like your loved one with the excuses and start doing something about the problem, because inaction never solved any problems in addiction and mental health.